Hinihimok ang mga kabataang Filipino-Canadian sa Ontario na kunin ang abogasya sa kolehiyo. Kulang na kulang daw po kasi ang mga Pilipinong abogado. Pero bakit nga ba hindi tulad sa Pilipinas, kakaunti ang mga Pilipinong nag-aabogasya dito sa Canada? Narito ang report.
Omni News also will record it.
Sa isang webinar na isinagawa ng Filipino-Canadian Lawyers Network o FCLN nitong linggo, iisa ang tanong, bakit nga ba kakaunti lamang ang mga abogadong Pilipino sa Ontario?
Being a lawyer in Filipino families is one of the professions that a family would always want. Definitely in the Philippines, if you're a lawyer, number one, that's what they want. You know, lawyer, doctor, engineer. I think lawyers number one because they want to navigate the system in government and whatever else there is in the Philippines. So I thought, well, that's interesting. I mean, that has not translated to what's happening in Canada.
Sa datos na inilabas ng Ontario Law Society noong 2022, nasa 172 lamang ang mga Pilipino sa 52,000 na mga abogado sa Ontario. Karamihan nasa Greater Toronto Area.
Most are sole practitioners, but there are law firm associates. There are about 21 of them. Law firm partners were 7. Law firm employees 4. Legal clinics 2 identified themselves as such. In-house, interestingly, were 17. 11 were in government, 1 in education. Other employment would include things like if you're acting for a union or not exactly a legal entity.
Ayon sa ilang university professor, kapansin-pansin ang kumakaunting mga Pilipinong pumapasok sa mga kursong may kaugnayan sa pagiging abogado.
I see fewer and fewer Filipino Canadians in my classes in sociology and in criminology. Even from the students that I sort of encounter with in terms of the student union groups, I see more and more students who are going into engineering or the natural sciences.
Filipino youth are underrepresented in the university population in general. It's not just in the social sciences, but it's actually in universities in general. And I think that's a part of the picture here.
Karamihan sa kakaunti na ngang abogadong Pilipino ay nasa real estate, immigration at family law. Ayon sa ilang eksperto, isang malaking dahilan ang malaking gastos na kasama sa pagtatapos ng abogasya, kaya't iilan lamang ang pumapasok sa propesyong ito.
You have to contextualize the cost of tuition and the cost of real estate, the cost of rent, all of that. And I would say that kind of creates a big barrier to even not joining the profession or looking for the type of undergrad degree that gets you into the workforce right away.
The loans involved, it's a frightening debt load to take on for many people. And I know that when we did the Filipino Youth Transitions project that you were quoting, Alicia, one of the issues with the university was the expense.
Marahil isang dahilan din anila, walang sapat na impormasyon o gabay ang sinumang gustong maging abogado.
Just navigating the process of which law schools to apply to, how to apply, how to approach the LSAT. And then once you're in law school, my goodness, I see the hustle that my son is engaged in at the moment to get summer placements. And if you don't have someone who's helping you navigate that, that's very difficult to contemplate.
Nakahandaan nila ang Filipino-Canadian Lawyers Network o FCLN na gabayan ng mga kababayan na nais pasukin ang propesyong ito. Mas palalawakin pa nila ng FCLN ang kanilang mga kampanya para magkaroon ng mas maraming Pilipinong abogado ang Filipino community, hindi lamang sa Ontario, kundi sa buong Canada.